Houston, and welcome to our live coverage this evening, the relocation of a Soyuz spacecraft on board the International Space Station. You're checking in with us here at the International Space Station Flight Control Room at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. Orbit 2 team just now coming on console for the start of the overnight shift. They're going to be led inside the room right now by Flight Director Tony Sakachi. Bit of a packed house there. Right at the flight director. Tony's right in the middle in the blue shirt with the tie, and standing next to him leading from the flight director Scott Stover, and right in front of him one of the newer flight directors, Amit Kshatriya. And over at the Capcom position today is going to be Koichi Wakata, the Japanese astronaut. And then next to him one of our newer astronauts, Jessica Weir, and then also Reed Wiseman checking in to help oversee the relocation activities this evening. And as of just a little while ago, 3 of the Expedition 44 crew members currently inside of their Soyuz craft. Gennady Padalka, the current Expedition 44 commander, and also the commander of this Soyuz vehicle this evening, joined by one-year crew members Scott Kelly and Mikhail Kornienko. They're packed into the Soyuz TMA 16M spacecraft, currently docked to the hoist module on the space-facing side of the station. And they're going to be taking it for a quick spin around the block over to the aft end of the Zvezda service module. And that'll be the totality of tonight's operation. They're going to be undocking, doing a quick fly around, and then redocking within just about 25 minutes. And this, of course, all being done in order to free up that hoist module. It's, again, a pretty simple operation this evening. But all this being done to help set up the station for some future traffic in the weeks to come. The next crew to launch to the International Space Station will be heading uphill next week on Wednesday, September 2nd. September 1st launch time for us here in Houston. But it's going to be Sergei Volkov making his 3rd flight to the International Space Station. He'll be joined by 2 first-time flyers, Aydin Ambatov from the Kazakh Space Agency, and also Andreas Mogensen, a European astronaut. That trio is going to be launching on the 2nd, arriving on the 4th. The launch scheduled to take place at 11:34 p.m. Central Time, September 1st, 12:34 a.m. September 2nd for those on the East Coast. Again, they're going to be doing a 2-day rendezvous profile set to arrive at the International Space Station on September the 4th, and they're going to be occupying that hoist module that Kornienko, Padalka, and Kelly are going to be vacating with this evening's activity. That Soyuz carrying the newer crew members is going to stay there until March of next year, when it brings home Volkov and then Kornienko and Kelly. And then the Soyuz being relocated this evening. The TMA 16M is going to be coming home on September 12th with Gennady Padalka and those 2 visiting crew members, Aydin Ambatov and Andreas Mogensen. And again, that next crew slated to launch at 11:37 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday of next week, 12:37 a.m. Eastern Time on September 2nd, and it'll take them 2 days to arrive at the station. They'll be taking up the hoist module, which is going to be vacated once this maneuver is wrapped up a little bit later this evening. So the main reason for the move, obviously, is to free up that hoist module, but some may ask why not just dock the new Soyuz to the Zvezda service module where the 16M is going to be located. And the reason is that is typically saved for progress vehicles, the unmanned cargo craft, and it's saved for those for debris avoidance maneuvers, so you want to be able to attach a progress to the aft end of the Zvezda service module. So the TMA 16M only going to be docked there for about a week and a half, and then it'll depart, freeing up that port for a future progress vehicle and making sure that the next Soyuz is going to be attached to the top or the space-facing side of the International Space Station. So this is what the makeup of the station vehicles will look like once we're wrapped up here tonight. That 16M is going to be docked there until September 12th when it comes back down with Gennady Fedorkov, who will wrap up his 5th flight into space, and now humanity's most experienced space flyer, and he's going to be coming home with the 2 visiting crew members, Idina Amatov and Andreas Mogensen. So as of right now, the 3 crew members inside of that Soyuz craft in their Sokol launch and entry suits. The hatches were closed at around 11:10 p.m. Central Time. The timeline for the rest of the evening, the undock command is scheduled to be sent in just about 21 minutes to the craft. Once the command is sent, it'll take about a minute to a minute and a half for the physical separation to occur. Springs will push off and the Soyuz will begin to inch back away from that hoist module. It'll then conduct a fly around to align itself with the aft end of the Zvezda service module, at which point it'll conduct its final approach, that targeted to come at around 2:33 a.m. Central, and then redocking at 2:37. Flight controllers at the Russian Control Center in Koryov, just outside of Moscow, overseeing tonight's operation. The International Space Station itself just crossing over South America right now. It'll swing up on a northeasterly track, and you can see those yellow circles in the top right of your screen. Those are the Russian ground station radar ranges, at which point they'll be able to communicate and send commands to the Soyuz craft. So once it's within range of those, we'll be ready to send those undock commands and get everything underway again just a little under 20 minutes from now. The targeted time for that undocking command with physical separation scheduled to come at 2:12 and 30 seconds a.m. Central Time.
And the reason I'm wearing a tie is because we have to for school, and heck, I might not even get to see the end of this sequence. Bet you guys will.
So again, on board right now are Gennady Fedorkov, Scott Kelly, and Mikhail Kornienko. They were able to sleep shift a little bit earlier today, actually going to sleep about 5.5 hours earlier than normal in order to do this maneuver this evening. 2 of their fellow crew members, Camilla Yui and Kjell Lindgren, actually just now waking up, being on their regular schedule. Oleg Kornienko, also on board the International Space Station, was sleep shifting as he's going to be standing by inside the Russian segment to help monitor all of the night's operations. For now, just crossed 17 minutes and counting until that undocking command. Again, once the command is sent to the Soyuz craft, it'll take about a minute to a minute and a half for that physical separation to occur. The hooks holding it in place, retracting, and then springs doing the job to push the Soyuz craft away at a very slow rate from the hoist module to which it's currently docked. It'll back away, fire thrusters, and begin its fly-around maneuver of the International Space Station, ultimately lining itself up, doing a couple of minutes of what's known as station keeping, just making sure everything is lined up before doing that final approach and redocking to the aft end of the Zvezda service module. under 15 minutes and counting from that undocking command. The sun just starting to come up on the station and the Expedition 44 crew.
Слава, how do you copy us?
Да. Ну все,
Over Richard. Alright, the SAPO hatch is closed.
вот я чистки включены у нас.
The purification cartridges have been activated. We copy all.
170.
And 170 is O2. 283 is CO2.
Камеры включены.
We activated the video cameras. We copy. And we move on to we are moving to page 114.
So again, the sun coming up, getting a view now of the Soyuz TMA 16M, 3 Expedition 44 crew members currently on board, Gennady Padalka, Scott Kelly, and Mikhail Kornienko. Just 13 minutes and a couple of seconds away from that undocking command being sent.
Everything's fine.
Слава, как слышишь меня?
Slava, how do you read? Loud and clear.
Медицина идет там узнать?
Are you getting medical parameters? Did you find out from the medical support team?
Ну, у нас пока зоны связи нету.
We don't have telemetry right now. As soon as we become a AOS, we'll start getting telemetry and we'll let you know.
Плохо тебя слышу.
Slava, I can barely make out what you're saying.
Зона связи, но только...
Right now we're not getting telemetry, and we only have a voice link with you because we're not over Russian ground side. As soon as we...
And now under 10 minutes away from the planned issuance of that undocking command.
get it. Thank you.
Again, the command should come at right at about 2:11 a.m. Central Time. And then about a minute or so later, the Soyuz should physically separate from the hoist module to which it's currently docked. And then the relocation maneuver will commence.
And it's going to be very short, but in the meantime, you can send commands and activate closed transmitter at the times that were provided to. All right, so I can barely hear you, Slava, but RDR command, does that need to be sent from the control panel? Affirmative. And go for undocking? Or are you giving it to us now by default if we don't have comm with you at that time? No, we can give you a go for undock. But at 10:03 you can activate a closed transmitter. We'll give you additional go for undock. Okay, copy. Mikhail, could you go ahead and send that command to activate the transmitter from closed system from the control panel? Sure.
Yeah, so I just had to get ready for school because, you know. There's Soyuz.
Display TV is on, and the transmitter is on, Slava. We copy, Gennady. And we're getting the video downlink. Genna. Station Moscow on space to ground 1 for Oleg. Regarding video. Go ahead, Anton. Am I going to start recording? Affirmative. You can start recording now, Oleg. Recording is on. Copy, Oleg. Mikhail, we have 1 minute until computer control is enabled. RDR.
So just under 5.5 minutes away from the undocking to the Soyuz craft. 3 crew members currently strapped in on board and ready to go. Once they undock, it'll only be about 25 minutes until they redock over on the aft end of the Zvezda service module. So all in all, should be a pretty quick operation. The 3 have been inside the Soyuz for several hours. So far, Scott Kelly, Gennady Padalka, and Mikhail Kornienko. The hatches between the vehicle and the station closed at about 11:10 p.m. Central Time earlier this evening. Once the hatches were closed, they did all the necessary leak checks to make sure there was a tight seal, not only on their spacecraft but also on the station, as they always do whenever these vehicles undock.
West 17 Command. Лидер причал. Got it? Very good.
Так, пошла перекладка.
Route switching and work.
Окей, используем.
Copy. And please use wide angle lens during undocking.
Обратно на узкий путь.
And at 30 meters range, switch back to narrow angle. Okay, R7 Command and work. Switching to wide angle lens.
Выбрали широкий объектив.
Wide angle lens selected. Slava.
Выбираем формат РДК.
Redocking. Display. Selection in progress.
Ты себе можешь выбрать сразу ССВП. Миш, ССВП выбери формат.
Mikhail, you can select SSWP display on your side, so you can monitor how the docking mechanism operates. It would be easier.
И после физического
Altair, after physical separation, you will need to verify that there are no FOD or extraneous items on the surface of the docking interface.
физической расстыковки.
Slava, we can't hear you. Say again.
Контролировать отсутствие посторонних
Please don't forget to verify that there are no FOD or extraneous items on the surface of the docking mechanism after physical separation. Will do.
And just 2.5 minutes now from the undocking command being sent to Soyuz TMA 16M.
Fire up the docking mechanism as a flip out. Or will you...
And Russian cosmonaut Gennady Padalka will be commanding Soyuz for the relocation maneuver.
Get a confirmation that station has been moded to free drift. Copy. At 10:10, we'll be sending command to power up SSWP docking mechanism. After we hear confirmation from you, Moscow, that station is in free drift. Copy. Mikhail, go ahead and find that command and arm it. Copy that. 10:10, I heard. We'll do it on time.
Okay, so apparently undocking, according to my time, or docking will be 30, maybe 38 past, or it might just be March that, I don't know.
Есть секунда осталось.
10 seconds. This is Mikhail confirming. 3 seconds.
Есть питание ССВП.
SSWP is fired up.
D11, D15.
D11, D5 LED are eliminated. D17 station is in free drift.
Питание, все соответствует.
Copy.
Ранга соответствует штату.
And all the
Выполнить расстыковку в заданное время.
messages match the configuration. Copy. And with
So at this point, the International Space Station in free drift should just be about 30 seconds away now from that undocking command being sent.
to you earlier. Copy.
Wait, about 30 seconds
Mikhail,
from
you can send
undock
the command to
command.
open the hooks at 10:11. Copy. That command has been selected. Ready to fire.
Ready to fire.
Выдали команду. На открытие крюков, крюки закрыты.
Hook open command has been set. Hooks closed is no longer illuminated.
The command sent to the Soyuz craft again takes about a minute to a minute and a half before this physical separation will occur.
Alright, now we're just standing by for physical separation at 10:14.
Я Владимир себе выберу сразу, ты мне двигатель-то переберешь. Понял, да? Я Redocking включу.
I will select L1 just to have it ready. And then route translational sync controller has been activated. And then you can just reselect the necessary commands. A9 and G5.
Again, at this point, the undock command has been sent, standing by for physical separation.
Like I said that a minute ago.
Так, есть.
Physical separation.
And we confirm physical separation. Oh, copy.
And physical separation of the Soyuz TMA 16M confirmed, while the station was about 249 statute miles over Nigeria.
Default mode selected.
Я рут включаю, давай. Геннадий Иванович, состояние стиля доложите.
Gennady, can you report to us on the status of the docking interface? I understand the question, but we're separating not very quickly, so we can't see the surfaces of the entire interface yet. Copy. Go 5 command in work.
So again, the Soyuz now backing away slowly at a rate of only about 1/10 of a meter per second is what it'll max out at during this physical separation.
Affirmative.
It'll back out for about 3 minutes and then conduct a rotation and then begin the fly around. Soyuz flying itself around over to the back part of the station to dock to the Zvezda service module. But again, the Soyuz TMA 16M now flying free. That physical separation, the undocking coming again at 2:12 a.m. Central Time, while the International Space Station and the Soyuz were about 249 statute miles over Nigeria.
Так, мы переходим на следующую страничку.
Docking at this point should be just about 22 minutes and 45 seconds away.
Confirm 116, Gennady.
Геннадий Иванович, можете выбрать пересветку для улучшения качества изображения?
Soyuz crew reporting that the Poise docking module docking interface is clean.
Changing the AJC.
Heard the Russian ground controllers asking them to look for FOD, which is foreign object debris.
You need us to change AJC mode? Affirmative. To improve the display quality.
15 метров дальность.
15 meters range.
15 метров дальность.
We copy. Range is 15 meters.
Поиграйте пересветкой, помнишь, да?
Mikhail, if you remember how different AJC settings by issuing R5 command to see which one improves the quality of.
So again, next up, the back out will be complete and the Soyuz will begin rotating for the fly around.
Yuri, how is this? This is good enough. Do you see the station through the periscope? Yuri, I can barely hear you.
This is a view of the control panel that
Do you have a good visual?
Soyuz and Expedition 44 Commander Gennady Padalka is looking at right now, along with a camera view from the Soyuz craft itself.
Yeah, I was just asking to confirm visually the range to the station.
Так, да?
Can you see the station well?
Да, хорошо. Пока там же...
Yes, 20 meters. We can still see the docking interface. Once again, range is 20 meters. Copy.
Геннадий Иванович, выберите узкий угол.
Gennady, please switch to narrow angle lens.
Узкий угол?
Did you say narrow angle? Okay. R8 command. In work. Copy. Mikhail. Go ahead and send command R8. In work.
Выбрали узкий угол, Юра. Наблюдаешь?
We're at narrow angle. Are you seeing this, Yuri? Yes. Thank you very much, Gennady. Copy. Yuri, 25 meters. We copy. Range 25 meters.
Геннадий Иванович, в каком виде наблюдаете?
Gennady, do you still have a good visual on the docking interface?
Что наблюдаю, Юра?
Good visual on what, Yuri? Docking interface, Gennady.
Ну так, он в тень уходит. Наблюдаем пока.
Well, it's kind of shadowed, but yeah, I can still see it.
Уже не доложу, Юра. Я докладывал на дальности метров 5. Уже не доложу.
And what is the status of the docking interface? I already reported the status of the docking interface. It looked good at 5 meters. At this point, I can't see the details. I only see the outline. Copy.
Геннадий Иванович, мишень видна?
Gennady, do you see the target?
Нет, Юра, уже не видно. Юра, ты меня отвлекаешь.
Not anymore. Yuri, buddy, you're really distracting me right now. I'm doing my own thing. So based on the outline of the docking interface, the range is about 30 meters right now. I see a dark spot, but nothing else. All I got is face to ground 1. This is Moscow, a 4 PEV, if you are available.
Soyuz.
Anton, go ahead. Alex, KVD
Okay.
SOTK PEV can be repositioned to closed. In MRM2? Affirmative. Right, and we're braking right now at about 45 meters, station keeping. And now it's being lit by the sun, so we can see it better. Copy, Gennady. You can go ahead and extend the probe at this time. Or we go to start fly around. And you're also go to start fly around. I can't hear you, Yuri. Yes, you're go to start fly around. Are we go to start fly around? Man, this is great calm right now. Alright, Mikhail, just go ahead and proceed for the RODF. And I'm going to start
Fly around has
the
begun.
fly around.
You see the thing jerk as the thrusters fired.
Mikhail, BB.
So the fly around at this point has begun. Soyuz TMA 16M now flying around to the back part of the station, to where it's going to be docking to the aft end of the Zvezda service module.
45, 50 meters.
Чуть более вперед леток
A
принимал.
little bit over 4 squares. How copy? We copy. Please switch to wide angle lens.
Потом перейдет на широкий угол.
Okay, Mikhail,
This fly around was targeted to take about 10 minutes or so.
then he'll switch to.
Once
Yes.
it finishes the fly around, it'll be roughly aligned with the aft end of Zvezda, and then it'll go into another period of what's known as station keeping. Basically, make sure they're fine-tuned and aligned before that final approach begins.
Wide angle lens. Copy.
Oh, you can see the thruster fire there.
Hello. Cancel. This is Mikhail. Oleg reported on space to ground 1 that KVD SOTK is in closed position.
If we see some small thruster firings, now we can actually make out the Soyuz better.
About 45 to 50 meter range. Good control. Everything's nominal, Moscow. Nothing to add. We have a great visual on the service module.
Yes, you do.
Mikhail, did you select the wide angle lens? No, I'm extending the probe still. Okay, copy. Okay, don't worry about it. I'll do it myself.
So again, the fly around continuing. Expedition 44 Commander Gennady Redocking at the controls, maneuvering the Soyuz over to its new location over on the aft end of Zvezda.
Still about 45 to 50 meters. 40, 45. Copy.
So, Soyuz, where do you measure distance from? Do you measure from docking probe or from like the back?
So a short dropout now with the video communication with the International Space Station. That'll pick up in about 10 or 11 minutes. Soyuz, though, continuing to do this fly around. Just under 14 minutes from the anticipated redocking time.
And we're getting to the point across from the docking interface.
Basically, I think almost completed the fly around.
Aaron, I can finally hear you now.
I'm getting a really grainy video feed, but it is better than nothing.
Latches are extended.
The station of the Soyuz beginning their pass now over the Russian ground station, so telemetry with the Soyuz craft should be locking up.
And we have a good visual on the target.
So do I.
We're about 35 degrees off in the roll. Range is about 40 meters. Copy. Mikhail, the probe is extended, correct? Affirmative. Excellent. F5 will be sent on Moscow's go. That's right. Once fly around.
Mm-hmm.
Range is about 40 meters. Adjusting the roll. We can see the target very well. Good visual. You still want us to keep the wide angle lens selected, Moscow?
Redocking now reorienting the Soyuz craft as the fly around just about completed.
Copy.
Again, at the conclusion of the fly around, they'll enter into a period of what's known as station keeping, basically just fine tuning, making sure they're honed in on the docking port at the back end of the Zvezda service module before they begin final approach.
Alright, and we're good on the roll.
32-35 метров.
About 35 meters range. And standing by for your go to start final approach. Please go ahead and send command of Web 5. Mikhail, go ahead. Web 5 command has been sent.
V5 command has been sent. Copy. This is easy to control. The target is very visible. Crosshairs, their scope.
Миша, мы же там с тобой снаружи.
Sending the command for approach.
Oh, so this has begun approach.
Don't you remember we were spacewalking around this part of the service module? Sure do. Range 25 meters, 25.
That was probably Gennady.
Vehicle stable. Very good. Hey, are you still interested in the narrow angle? Misha, can you send R8 for narrow angle? Can work?
Visiting vehicle officer here, Mission Control Houston confirming that
Oh, there's a narrow angle.
has begun.
Can you confirm that you're getting the narrow angle view?
The Soyuz craft now
Yuri, well,
lined up and on its way towards its new docking port at the Zvezda service module.
Going slightly quicker than expected. That's a good sign.
anyway, range 15 meters, 3 squares.
Чуть подкручу фокус.
Let me focus it in a little bit.
Отлично, все видно.
Excellent. Perfect view.
Чуть много, ага. Нормально, все.
Hey, Misha, can you move your leg a little bit? Perfect.
Устойчивый корабль идет. Скорость безопасна.
Spacecraft stable. Safe rate.
That's good. Also, I think those are the engines on, I think that's Zvezda.
Range about 6-7 meters.
This is didn't make it that
Again,
big
the Soyuz
MS.
closing in now on
I suppose
the
that's the army say
Zvezda service module.
I think it's another
Expedition
5 minutes, I
44,
think.
Commander and Soyuz Commander Gennady are getting through the fly around pretty quickly.
So nicely.
He's the most.
Final approach.
I'm pre. He. Gennady is the most experienced space. Soviet astronaut or Russian astronaut, whatever. Mia was still Soviet mostly, so that's what I'm saying. So
Range approximately 3 meters. Do you copy? Target is dead center. Vehicle is moving very stable fashion.
good.
Еще фокусировочка доигрались.
Just a couple of meters to go.
That's good. This will be probably an early docking.
Ожидаем касания.
Standing by for contact.
Oh wow, it's contact already. Jeez, these guys are going through quickly. Huh. Do you switch over to the station cam, maybe? No. No. No, this is Go D. I don't know if this is Go D. Go DS or Go DC.
And
Contact.
confirmed.
And contact and capture redocking confirmed at 2:30 a.m. Central Time, 3:30 a.m. Eastern.
That is
while the
quick.
station flying just over the northern part of Kazakhstan.
Can you switch to
So
SSL?
again, the TMA 16M now redocked to the aft portion of the Zvezda service module. That
Come to this and
redocking
get you
coming
when I
at
get home.
2:30
Obviously
a.m.
not now,
Central
because-
Time, 3:30 a.m. Eastern. Station 252 statute miles over the northern section of Kazakhstan.
Why is the camera drifting if it's got capture?
Слава, как меня?
Hey Slava, how do you read me?
So now the docking probe retracting will stick with it until the hooks are in place and the Soyuz is firmly secured to its new docking port.
No, Slava. Hey, Slava, where are you? Yuri, where are you? Vladimir, is that you? Yes, that would be me.
Спасибо.
Yeah, thank you so much. Are we going to activate Redocking? Moscow notable.
Сейчас, погоди, Слава, выйдешь?
Altiers, how do you read me?
Да, Слава, здравствуйте, хорошо.
Loud and clear.
So again, at this point, the Soyuz craft successfully relocated, now
Deactivate Redocking. Yes, Slava, go ahead.
docked at the aft end of the Zvezda service module. Departing employees can making it over to Zvezda in only 18 minutes from physical separation to redocking.
Did you deactivate? And deactivate the route 10 controller. Can you please? Sending V8, Victor 8 to deactivate route 10 controller.
Again, just standing by until we get confirmation that the hooks are driven in place and the Soyuz is secured.
Давай этот самый перейдем.
10:32. Okay, Misha, let's record the bottle tank data.
174, да?
107 and 4.
169. 160.
And 169. Crop 484. 168. Yeah, I wonder how much we've consumed. Slava, what do we do now? No, page 69. Which page? 69.
Секундочку.
Okay, stand by.
Принял, секундочку.
Alright, stand by.
Так, поехали, 69 страница.
Now let's go to page 69.
Начинаем закрытие РПВ.
We're starting with the RPV 1 closure. Here we go. Close RPV 1.
Okay guys, well, docking is being confirmed. I'm going to end the video here. I'm Baltan25.